and now I'm with Harsh Yadav, and he's studying Master in Robotics. So I will ask some questions and related to how's Master in Robotics in Germany. Please give your introduction.
Hi guys, I'm Harsh, and before coming to this masters, I have done BTech in mechanical engineering, and I have also worked for a couple of years in India. And currently, I'm pursuing my second semester in the masters in robotics and autonomous system at University of Lübeck.
Okay, so you are studying in Lübeck University. So there are any other university in the Germany which are doing the same?
Yeah, there are a couple of universities. As far as I remember, there are some universities in Berlin. There is RWTH Aachen also. But the problem which I faced, I actually was looking for RWTH Aachen, but the problem was the course fees was too high. So they were charging around 5,000 euros a semester, and over here the course fees is not that high. So it's actually zero. So that was my personal preference.
Okay, so how many semesters you have in your course?
Currently, yeah. So I'm in my second semester. Will be starting from next week the second semester, and I have completed first semester. The total semester which are there in the course is 4. So that's a traditional one, but usually it is expected to take maybe 2.5 years to complete this course. Even the professor says that you can take 2.5 years. Yeah, that's a basic idea about it.
Okay, so first 2 semesters will be your subjects, and from third semester you have to do compulsory internship, right?
Yeah.
So which are the major subjects you have in your master?
Yeah, so the course is for 2 years, and the first year we will be doing 60 credits, and in that 60 credits the important part is that you have to complete all the courses and then you give the exam, and exams will be conducted at the end of the first year, not the first semester. So once you are done with 2 semesters, you can give the exams. The major courses are control systems, model predictive control, and then there is computer vision and artificial intelligence. Plus, the most important one which I like is probabilistic machine learning. So how the new graphical models are coming along. Apart from that, in elective you can go for multiple areas. You have medical, robotics, then you have autonomous vehicle, you have advanced controls and systems. And once you are done with that, there are a few electives that you have to manage on your own. Yeah, that's most of it about the course. And there is one interdisciplinary course which is based on your choice. You can choose.
Okay, yeah. How about the internship, in your course?
So yeah, in this course, you have a compulsory internship, and the internship goes for there are two types you can do it. One is you can do it for three months, and the second is you can do one entire internship for 6 months, and these are the two ways. Apart from that, the internships which you can do it in university, you can do it in under the big companies or maybe small companies, however you fit. But after doing your internship, you have to make a report on it, and then you submit that report, you make a presentation, and then based on that you will be given the credits. The credit will be around 30 credits, yeah. So if you are doing one internship, it is 12 credit. If you are doing the entire internship for 6 months, that's 24 credit, and then you get the 6 credit for your presentation. So that is more about the internship.
So it is hard to get internship here in?
That's a good question. So actually this master course started in 2019, and just back then the corona also came into picture. So there are two things at the play, and I cannot predict at the moment because I have not applied for the internship. However, I have been looking for the internships opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities. That is one of the things which seems very promising to me. But at the moment, since none of the students have applied for the internships, so I cannot predict. But in the future, because as far as most of you know, that robotics and AI are coming, and this is the major technological revolution in 2020, in this decade. So you can expect a lot of jobs, and there are a lot of jobs just in big companies. You can find maybe 20-30 positions every month. So those are coming up.
And after completing your complete internship, you have to do your master thesis, right?
Yeah, so there is a bit of catch about this. For starting your master thesis, you need 70 credits. Okay. Now the problem is if I do all these things my internships and every course before my master thesis, I can complete 90 credits. But it is up to the students how they want to divide it. As soon as they complete their 70 credits, they can go for the master thesis, and remaining credits they can complete while the master thesis is going on, or they can do it after the master thesis is completed. Yeah. So that is more or less about it.
Okay, so that was in my course. There was like a 60 credit and 30 credit for master thesis. But if you complete 45 credit, then you can start master thesis. So you have
Yeah.
70 credit left.
Yeah.
After that, you can start your thesis.
And one more thing which I would like to point out, which I preferably like, is that you can do your master thesis with the company. So let's say you have started an internship, and the project might go on longer than like 6 months. So you can continue with the same project, and you can do your master thesis under the company. So you have a supervisor at the university, you have a supervisor at the company, and they are both collaborating, and you are working under them. That is something which is really good for your future opportunities. You can continue the same trend and go for a PhD under the company also. There are possibilities, there are a lot of options, you can do that. Rather than doing a PhD in university, you can go for a PhD in companies.
Company also, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, what was the basic requirement for your course? Like, what was the IELTS score or English proficiency, also German proficiency, and your university grade in bachelor?
So actually, like till now, as far as I know, they have not specified anything like this is the minimum credits or this is the minimum marks that we require. But as far as I can tell, like in most of the cases, like the CGPA, they don't have such a cutoff that the CGPA has to be like about like 8 or something like maybe 7 above. A lot of students are applying. Some students are getting it even though they have CGPA below than 8. Some of them are applying, and like I had a CGPA of 8.8. I got it. That was not an issue. Apart from that, like if you talk about like languages, German language requirement is not there, and you don't have to pass an exam even during your masters. Also goes, but for English, like you need to have proficiency in English. And as far as like I have seen many proficiency which has been summed up by various universities. My goal would be like you can aim for like 92%. That is the minimum which I'll be going for, 92. But in some cases you can go for 78. So they are updating these requirements every semester, and I would like to recommend you to go to the website and just find it like if they have updated a number or not. Because in my case back then when I was applying, there was no number. So like you can just come in, and based on that, like yeah, they will just accept you or not.
So if you give TOEFL certificate, then it will be like 90 plus score.
Yeah.
Or if you give IELTS, then it will be B1 or B2 level.
Yeah, so sorry about that, like I did not specify. TOEFL IBT, the internet-based test, I was talking about that one. Apart from the IELTS, like you have to check, this is the requirement which is changing like every semester, because they have recently started. Initially the requirements were very flexible, but they are tightening it every semester. So like, you have to check the website on your own. If there is no requirement, I will still recommend you to go for 6, 6.5 or like 7. So if you have 7 plus, I don't think there will be much of an issue, but below than that, like there might be some things which you need to check on your own.
Yeah. So from many students, I heard that in robotics in UVAC it's really hard. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, actually, the point is like the course itself is hard depending on your background. If you have done like your background is like from mechatronics or electrical engineering, I don't think it's that hard. But if you are coming from a mechanical background, which I am assuming that most of you will be, it is really hard, because most of the courses like machine learning, computer vision, like probabilistic machine learning and robot learning, all these courses have nothing to do with your courses in like mechanical engineering. And the course designed in such a way that they think that you have some background in these courses. So the problem which most of the students get into is like when they come here, they have no idea on the very first week that they are learning a new subject, and they have no idea, they have no basics. And since the professor is assuming that you have a basics, you will not be able to like go with the course. And most of the time what students do is like they postpone by one semester. Okay, this semester I'm just seeing like what is happening in the like semester, what are the courses, okay, what do I need to prepare for the next semester. So like it takes one semester just to get the mindset that they will not be studying mechanical engineering. And that is something which I believe is the prime reason, coupling with like since the exam are only happening at the end of the first year, it just like makes you take longer to take long time to complete this whole masters. That's the basic part.
Okay, so what you suggest them, those are coming for this course, to be prepared?
Yeah, so actually like in my case, what usually happened is like in my case, usually these robotics from this masters only, they will give you the confirmation that you are selected in master very late. Since you get the confirmation very late, you don't have much time, and I'm assuming that every one of you will be facing that problem in the coming semesters. So I would recommend that first of all you need to make a mindset that you need to program, like write programs in Python and MATLAB. I'm not recommending to learn these languages. I'll recommend some courses that you can do in the courses itself. These are a part of integrated programming assignments, and then you can do this like learn the programming also. So my basic recommendation would be to go for the machine learning course on Coursera by Andrew Ng, and the second course which I will recommend. But first one is very important. It's basic. You have to do it. If you don't do it, it's really hard to get through the semesters. If you have time, I would recommend do the second one, which is like from the deeplearning.ai at the same Coursera website by Andrew Ng. And this course has 5 specializations. Like the first one, if I remember correctly, neural networks, and the second one is hyperparameter. So just do a couple of them and get familiar with Python programming. So the first one will be in MATLAB, and the second one course is in Python. And so currently, this is like my plan would be for you guys.
Okay, so they need to learn MATLAB and Python, also machine learning, before coming here.
Yeah. So
is the basic requirement.
Yeah, so like that gets you in the mindset that okay, I need to do these things, because as soon as you come up over here, the professor will be dropping you some terms in front of you. Okay, like overfitting, underfitting, this and that, and you have no idea where are these coming from. These are very basic terms. You can learn it like within like couple of weeks, or maybe like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. But like the problem is like since you don't know, you takes like maybe an extra how do you call it, like semester, maybe a year. And I don't think that's like really the case here. So yeah.
Your point of view about future jobs in robotics?
Yeah, so like this question, like I have been asking to my own self before I came here, and I have been asking to myself since I'm here. Like I've been trying to realize like what is actually happening, and it is hard to say what is going to happen. But like as of now, robotics is one of the booming field. Like AI came, and like just along with that, robotics is coming along. So you can say like the next decade, like the next 10 years, robotics will be everywhere. And I have seen like I have not applied for the internships yet, but like I have seen on the company's website, the companies are like hiring robotics engineer, AI programmer, data-driven machine learning, and all these things, maybe data-driven controls. They're hiring people because they are in a very these are the demanding field right now. So for the future, you don't need to worry about it. Like, but the problem is the transition. Like the transition from like your background of bachelor's to how do you get into these companies, that the transition is necessary, and that is done by this master's. And this master's is not going to be easy because the transition itself is not easy. So you have to like have your own internal like motivation that yeah, I need to get it done, and like I need to go through this thing. So I don't think that would be a big problem. And especially talking about the Germany, like they are really looking for engineers at the moment.
So why you see like Germany for master course? Because they have more job options?
Yeah, so that is one of the personal choice. So in my case, actually, I have been to USA. I have been to like France during my bachelor's, and like while I was looking for the future possible options, like USA, the problem was like I can only do a PhD, or in case of masters, it takes like around like I don't know. The fees is really high. It's really high, and when it comes to like PhD, it takes like longer years. That I don't want to do that. And same goes for like Canada. The problem with the plus point in this case for Germany was like the fees was not there. That was the very important point for me, because like I don't need to take a loan to repay the loan, and like I'm free just after the masters. I can do whatever I want. If I want to like maybe go back to India, which I'm not sure, which most of us are not sure at the moment, that how the Indian culture about the robotics will pan out in the coming years. But that was one of the flexibilities which you can have, like you can come over here. Plus the masters at Germany is really valued. Like you do this masters and like it will be valued everywhere. It's not like that no, the masters in Germany is not good, but that's not the case. So plus over here, people are not looking for your like you have to be in the big university. You can do what you want, yeah, as long as you are interested in the field. So if you know what you are doing and you are interested in the field, people will not be asking what is your university. And that is something which is really personal to me, because I don't want to define myself with the university rather than what I'm doing. That's my personal agenda, and that is not the case with other countries. That only happens in Germany.
Yeah. So it's really good. Yeah.
So yeah, so like while ending this video, like I'll just like to point out some other things which I necessarily feel that you guys need to know. First is like learning German. So in this robotics field, it's not necessary to learn German, but it is always good to have a German proficiency. So if you have time, definitely learn German or learn as much as possible. Don't think like, okay, you need to get to B1 level, B2 level, C1 level, C2 level. Just learn, get your grammar clear, get your basic vocabulary clear, and once you get through that part, because that is the tough part, once you get through it, like you can just come here, you can just like get the language falls into your ears, like, and everything will be falling into the place. That is my personal take. Apart from that, like I wish you all the best, because the application process is getting tougher and tougher every time, every semester here, and I wish that you guys can get through that.
So from your whole speech, I understand your course is really tough. So you're giving so much information for those who are coming here.
Yeah.
And it's really good for them. And thank you so much for this information. And
You're welcome.
yeah, and see you again.
See you guys.
Bye. Thanks, sir.
Yeah.